Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to day 2 of this 30 Days of Mindfulness series. So, today I want to talk a little bit about mindfulness of the body. And for me, this is where some of the magic really starts to unfold in mindfulness practice. We have in a human body, we have an entire nervous system which has the capacity to unfold and to awaken and to reach a full potential. When we often think of the mind, we think of the brain typically. But if you look at an image of the human nerve system, we have nerves that go down through the spine and wire and connect to the entire human body, right? And so we live in a time where many of us have to lean more into cognitive processes of planning and cognitive activities for work. So there often can be a disconnect between the mind and the physical body. So a huge part of meditation is beginning to slowly open the mind into the body, steady the mind into the physical sensations of the body. And in that process, this nervous system that can be latent at times can begin to slowly wake up. And so, in order to develop this stability, there's a sense of setting aside the plans, whatever it is we have to do, ideas about ourselves and others, and actually just giving the mind the opportunity to find some seclusion and some stability in the sensations of the body. And typically, sensations of the breath are the most obvious place to start. Connecting to the breath is a universal experience that is experienced by human beings all over the world simultaneously to many other creatures and has been happening for billions of years, actually. So when we connect to the sensations of the body breathing, we're connecting to a deep and ancient process of nature. And I think there can be some comfort and stability in that. And so generally what I suggest is to find any way to connect to the breath that feels supportive. I know for some people this can cause, the breath can be anxiety provoking. And if that's the case, you can always use different sensations of the body as well. But if the breath is supportive, just finding whatever way to connect to it that's supportive to you, and then we begin to open to the experience of the full body breathing. And in that, we can begin to bring more awareness to different parts of the body, like the shoulders, the face, and use the out breath to soften, open, and release tension that is sometimes stored in these places. And as this process begins to unfold, the deeper level of what can happen is we begin to connect to the actual nature of the body itself. In this process, we can set aside ideas about the body, about its shape, how it might look, and instead just to connect to the very direct experience of the body itself. And the offering is to begin to experience the actual connection to nature of the body. So as opposed to the ideas, this body, like all the nature around us, like the animals, like the plants, is a process of nature. Just like the wind and the breeze and the ocean are all moving and shifting, this body is also a process. It's inconstant. And connecting to that can allow the mind to see the direct experience of this body and also the interdependence of the body and the connection of ourselves to the world around us, right? We're constantly breathing in air from the outside world. We're consuming food that in one way or another comes from the earth itself. So there's this interconnection that we can experience in the body. And that can be reassuring because in that process we can see that regardless of our ideas about who we are indeed a part of a larger flow of life around us. And this can be a source of joy and can reduce isolation and can cause greater connection over time. So to take some time to intentionally practice this, just taking a moment to sit upright yet soft wherever you are right now. So the back is straight and the body is softening around this upright spine. And if it feels comfortable, you can allow your eyes to close, or you can just rest them gently on the ground in front of you. And beginning to just soften the body with the rhythm of the breath, starting in the forehead, the muscles of the face, down into the neck and shoulders. Just letting the shoulders fall gently back, not forcing anything, just softening what can be softened. And allowing this rhythm of the breath to steady the mind down through the chest and the belly. If the mind is thinking, it's no problem. We just set that aside and come back to the sensations of this body breathing. Noticing the contact points with the cushion or chair beneath. This ground beneath us. And connecting to the entire legs. With a wide and global sense of the body, connecting to the breath in whatever way feels supportive to the mind. Allowing the mind to rest into the stability of the body, the earthy quality, allowing the weight of the body to settle the mind. And recognizing that each breath is coming from the movement of the air around us. And each breath returns to the space which holds us around us. So just allowing this natural process and movement of the breath steady the mind. So thank you for taking the time to be still and to practice. And this simple meditation, you can use it any time. And over time, what can happen, the more it's practiced, the more the mind finds it natural to come back to the breath, to come back to the body, and to find stability in this body. And as that happens, as I was saying earlier, the nervous system of the body can begin to wake up, begin to open up. And in that process, it's gradual and slow, but we can begin to work through some of the areas of tension in the body. And often this is where some difficult emotions can be held and stored. Things like depression can often be a heaviness in the chest, or anxiety can be held in a tightness in the belly. So the more it's practiced, the more slowly and gradually some of these stuck places can begin to open and soften. And so I just wanted to offer this as a simple practice to do, and for your next 24 hours, maybe just seeing whatever moments in your day you can find to come back to this experience of the body. Maybe when it's something like cooking or brushing your teeth, just simply being with that experience. Or maybe it's when you sit down in your car or work or wherever you sit, and just taking a moment to just take a few breaths, sitting into that experience of the body breathing. Can be really refreshing and can help stabilize the mind. So thank you for tuning in again, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.